Welcome to this series of parenting, balancing the balance, and developing good food habits in our child. I hope you have enjoyed the videos and the blogs that you have listened in so far into the series. Just a recap, in our first video, we talked about how we need to become sensitive between for our child's needs for the food requirements. The second part of it, we talked about certain generic guidelines that will help, which has helped me in my parenting of my daughter and my son. And then in the third part of the series, we talked about certain do's and don'ts and how we can balance between overeating and always being hungry, the concept. And the other part, or the remaining part of this, the last part of the series, one more dimension to this is how we can remain flexible when we read something as a parent, when we are anxious. First is, as a parent, we are really anxious about what are the needs and we want to do best for our child. That's why as a parent we read a lot of stuff, we discuss with friends, we want to understand what is best for my child, how to become a best parent. Many parents actually get into the trap of being a best parent or a bit good parent. Let me tell you, let me break this very bad news for all those parents who want to become the best parent. There is nothing called best parent. There is nothing called a right parent. Okay, there is nothing called good parent or a bad parent. It is a phase. It's a journey. We try to do what is good for us, for what is good for our child, and we should definitely try to read what is required in each phase of life, but also at the same point in time, the only thing which is in our hand is trying. So we should try for giving the best possible environment to the child. We should try to improve whatever ways we can for our own areas of responsibility as a parent, and yet be relaxed enough, yet be open enough in receiving whatever comes our way. So in this series, or in this particular video, I'll try how to be flexible enough in balancing the balance between the rules that we have read, we have listened, and how to ensure that we remain flexible in adapting to our own individual situations. So as shared in earlier blogs, when we or videos, when we said like paying attention to details or listening to your child's signal is important. Yes, that is definitely the way to go forward. But when the child gives you signal, also at the same point in time, use your own judgment about what the child is asking for, what signals he is giving about, and also what should be a generic need of the child at that stage. There has to be a balance between these two aspects of the listening to your child. When a child says that he is wanting, especially for toddlers or the young kids, when they say that they want certain things, they may be expressing their need in a different way. They may not be able to use the exact words, but they may have a need which they are trying to give through different signals. So understanding that and then evaluating what could be the need based on the needs of the child at that age or that stage of life. The second aspect which can help to look into making a balancing the balance and is that having an eye on time. And we said that yes, as you keep an eye on the time, it helps you understand what are your regular schedules, what are the schedules that you would want to follow and that you would keep for your own day-to-day activities, but also be just relaxed enough to adjust to the surroundings. Say, for example, for some day, if some guest come, or whether if you have to go to some place where it may not be possible to adhere to the schedules that you have kept for yourself, just be relaxed enough to the surroundings. If sometimes a child or for a particular day does not want to follow, he is sick, or he or she is sick and he is not able to uh, eat, as per the schedules, and he may want at some different time certain food. Relax and be flexible enough to give the required food at that point in time, because there is a reason, because he is not well, or maybe at the time of teething the child may want a certain food more, or when he is under pressure or under certain, for especially for teenage, like sometimes when they are probably before an exam, ideally they should not fall under pressure or any tension, but sometimes they may not be able to express them, and their expression of their needs may come in a different way by, I don't want to eat today, I don't want to follow even a set routine become monotonous, and then they may just want for a change certain routines. That is where you need to be just relaxed enough to accept what the child is asking. PDSA cycle helps during a phase, yes, as we shared earlier, that follow the plan, do, check, act cycle. But also remember that the cycle itself will require a readjustment in each phase. You also have to evaluate how the cycle has helped you and also understand when a readjustment is required. Be flexible enough to know when to make that change in each phase of life. Making a schedule and following it through, yes, that is very much important, but also allow bucketing for a cheat day, example Saturday or Sunday or a particular event day, where they may want to have a different schedule than your own. Even you as a parent will become tired and fatigue will set in if you strictly or under a pressure if you try to follow something. So yes, schedules are there to help us, and those schedules should be adhered to a certain extent, and also having a particular day which is independent of the schedule will help break the monotony of the schedule, and let surprises also be part of the life. So that will be another area which has helped us understand how to go ahead and do better. I thank you for listening in. Your comments are most welcome. You can look into my blog site, monikapatel2020wordpress.com, and the YouTube playlist, which is Monica Patel 2020. Thank you. Looking forward to receive your any feedback or suggestions.